affect the lives of millions, born and unborn, are now before us. We must expect a great expense of blood to pay. But we must always remember that a free constitution of civil government cannot be purchased at too dear a rate, as there is nothing on this side of Jerusalem of greater importance to mankind. My worthy colleague of Pennsylvania has spoken with great sincerity and eloquence. He has given you a grim prognostication of our national future, but where he foresees apocalypse, I see hope. I see a new nation ready to take its place in the world. Not an empire, but a republic. And a republic of laws, not men. Gentlemen, we are in the very midst of revolution. The most complete, unexpected, and remarkable of any in the history of the world. How few of the human race have ever had an opportunity of choosing a system of government for themselves and their children. I am not without apprehensions, gentlemen. But the end we have in sight is more than worth all the means. I believe, sirs, that the hour has come. My judgment approves this measure, and my whole heart is in it. All that I have, all that I am, and all that I hope in this life, I am now ready to stake upon it. While I live, let me have a country. A free country. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizen can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together. The very words.
All right, everybody. Joseph Gibson, podcasting here, understanding the times in which you live today, restoring our republic. A little bit of Easter here. Easter, I guess we don't have. Usually every year we usually have a special where we get a preacher to come on and preach a sermon. Usually it's Dr. Peter Ventura. Usually he comes on, but as you know, he had his surgery there. So I'm trying to look for something here. He had his surgery, so he was unable to, I guess, give us a I got a mess here. Give his sermon. Oh, here we go. His sermon. And usually, remember last year his sermon it wasn't a good Friday, it was a bad Friday. So I think that was last year's the sermon that he gave. So, but this year everybody's celebrating Easter, and and people don't really know what this holiday is really for. First of all, it's not Easter, number one. Easter is, we're not going to get the rows of what Easter is, but Easter Bunny has nothing to do with the resurrection of Jesus Christ, the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. So, and then we wonder why why God doesn't bless America, or why your prayers aren't answered because we're worshiping and honoring pagan holidays that have nothing to do with God or Jesus Christ. And I have a lot of my questions, about the Bible and things that are written, and the way things are written and the way they've been preserved and God's word's been preserved over the years. Um, but it just seems though, is it just us that we're getting now that we're getting older, and things just aren't the same anymore, or is that the reason why things just don't feel the same anymore? They don't, the Easter holiday, whatever you want to call it, Easter Bunny holiday, whatever you want to call it, but it just doesn't feel like that connection you once had years ago when you were a kid, or when you were a young man or young woman. You just don't have that touch anymore. Is it because we're going into an abyss of the end times, like they like to say? Or is it just because we're older and it's just another day, and the days are just, time is just going and going, it's just time. That's just time. There's no answer for time. There's no answer for what time is, or why time is, or what time is about. How much time do we all have? Nobody knows. You can be dead tomorrow morning. You could be dead, right? So you can hang up the phone right now, stop listening to this podcast, or turn off your computer. Go out for a drive in your car and you're gone. Or you could fall down, have a stroke. You're gone. And in that moment, and just, how will time remember you? Will you be able to remember time? Um, Life will carry on, and the earth will just keep spinning. Things will just continue on day to day without you. I mean, how much impact do you really have on everyone around you, or in your little world or your little bubble that you think you have? I mean, some people, they are devastated when they have a family loss because, if you're head of the household, you're, paying the bills or whatnot, but life will still continue to go on, whether it's harder or easier or whatnot. It doesn't matter. But there's going to come a time in time that life's not going to carry on. This is what they say, that Jesus is going to come back and he's going to judge everybody. Everybody will stand before Jesus Christ. Every knee will bow. This is what they say, that there's no way, if, ands, and buts about it, that there's going to be a second coming when Christ returns. And then what happens? There's a lot of debate, but what the Bible say is that, there's a lot of debates go in the kingdom on earth. We're gonna have a kingdom, the kingdom age, and blah 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 blah, and all that. Look, I don't want to get into theological arguments or debates about things, but what does the Bible actually say, word for word, and mean what it says, and says what it means? Now, do you believe the Bible? That's another question. Look, the bottom line is you have to use common sense, and common sense would say that I would say that we would have to have been created by something, some higher power, and put here for a reason. Got the dog or a cow. That's just asinine. Anybody who can believe that. I'm not we're energy. I hear that one a lot. Energy. What's energy? What does that mean? Energy. Different planes of energy. Look, I don't get any of that either. All I can tell you is what we know, or what we've discovered here on between ourselves and in our lifetime, and the books that I've read and studied, and the things that I know. And right now I've read the Bible, and I've studied some other religions. And down to it, the Bible, the King James Bible, is really, I would say, makes the most sense to me. And from what I've been taught, and the people that are in the know, and it explains most of what is going to happen in the future, and what prophecy has been fulfilled, and the things that are going to happen. So, if that be said, if you're a supporter of this podcast, or if you believe how I believe, and you believe Jesus is coming back, then why are we allowing evil to run rampant today? Why are we allowing the things to happen around us today? Why are we not, as Christians that are Bible believing Christians, saying enough, enough? And I got someone in the chat room right now, Ashley666. This is what we get. This is down now. Here we go. This is what's the Bible say about these things? You know, these types of things. This is what you get out there. Now, you're going to get your people out there who don't believe in anything, don't believe, or if they're putting on a front, or they're putting on an act, or if they're trying to entertain or whatnot. But Ashley666 would log into my show with that, especially when I'm talking about the Bible, and about God, and what life's all about, and what life's going to be about in the next life, where you're in heaven, or God forbid, in hell. So heaven and hell. What is heaven and what is hell? That has been my search lately, is I've been wanting to find out what happens to me when I die, when my body dies. Where do I go? Do I just go in the ground and that's it? It's all done and over. That's it. It's over. Do I go to hell? Do I go to heaven? Well, I believe that Jesus Christ walked this earth. I believe that he was the Son of God. I believe we're all children of God. But I also believe that he did. There's no other explanation from the eyewitness accounts. He did rise again after being crucified. I mean, was he declared dead on the cross? Did they declare him dead? The medical doctors come over to take his pulse and everything. And look, from the eyewitness accounts, he was dead. He was beaten to death. He was strung up on the cross. He died for 3 days, taken down, put in a tomb. The tomb was sealed up. It was guarded by Roman soldiers, and tomb was opened, and nobody knows where the body went. So where did he go? Did he live out the rest of his days hiding? No, because he reappeared before 500 witnesses. I think it was 5,000 or 500. I think it's 5,000. I'm not sure. 5,000. That he, fulfilled his what was prophesied. He appeared before the apostles and all these witnesses, all these people. Says, I am, I'm Jesus. But one question I've got to ask is that in the Bible, when they say, Lord, is that you? They don't recognize him. So I got a little funny, if they didn't recognize him, I don't understand, why didn't they recognize him? How come? I'm a little taken back by that. These are people that spent their lives with him, walked with him, especially the apostles, and they didn't recognize him. Why is that? These are questions that that raise a little bit of doubt in the stories that have been foretold throughout the years. But common sense, I lead back to logic and common sense. Look, if there's no God and Jesus didn't exist, guess what? Then it doesn't matter. You're going in the ground, you're going to die, and the worms are going to eat you up, and that's it. Life goes on, like I talked about earlier. Now, if God does exist and Jesus was true, and you choose not to believe or have faith that it was true, and walk a non-Christian life throughout your entire life, then you're in big trouble when you die. You're going to hell for all of eternity. So I think I'd rather take the chance that I'm going to believe and have faith that what the Bible says is true. But at the same time, I want to search for the truth. Now, is that so wrong to want to search and have understanding more of the truth, and have understanding of the things that I cannot explain, or many other people cannot explain? Some people would disagree with me on that. I don't know why. So this is your so-called Easter, holiday. And again, I'm not going to get into the origins of Easter, what Easter was about, or the egg and all that stuff. But we want to stick to the facts of what we think Easter is about, and that's the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. So everyone says the book of Matthew was for the Jew. It was written for the Jew, because if they accepted the Lord Jesus Christ, then the tribulation would have began right then and there, and or I don't, and everything would have been all done, but they rejected Christ. So let's get to Matthew chapter 24. Let's read that, start off with that here tonight, and then we'll go on to some other stuff here, Lord willing. So we'll start off from there. And everyone, and most people, or people that have read the Bible, this chapter pretty much sticks out to you know to everybody, um, because it describes what we're all, the end times. What's going to happen in the end. The end. What are we going? What? How is the end? When is this going to happen? They ask Jesus. When is the end? When is this going to happen? And so we'll just read from that right there. Matthew chapter 21. Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive you, and deceive many, excuse me. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall not hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Okay? So stop right there, because there's different verses, and they say there's different timelines here of where we are in the tribulation and whatnot. And if you go to 24:7, it says, For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. If you go to 2 Chronicles 15:6, and you can coincide with that verse, and you compare scripture with scripture. And then you take yourselves, they say, I guess there's there's parenthetical, I guess you could say, kind of like the book of Revelation. So that shows the end shall come. Now, Jesus has told us when the end of the world was going to come and what you can expect to see. Now, don't you see these things happening today? Do you see this happening today? And I'm getting a private message here now. I also have a message from Ken. Stay away from his show, or else he and Ferrara are coming to Gold's Gym, or something like that. What did this person say? Gold's Gym. And all right, I'm not going to entertain you. Go away. Don't you have a hole to go crawl back in someplace? Go crawl back in a hole. Get lost. All right? Man, got nothing better to do but harass me. Call into the show and about there. Anyone have any comments about chapter 24, Matthew chapter 24? You can call in 657-383-0616. Or how does this holiday, or this time of the year, April, this Easter, or death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, how does it affect you? What do you believe in? Or what does your family believe in? Or what are you searching for? Or what faith you have? When do you think the end is near? Do you think the end of the world is coming near? I just don't see America anywhere written in the Bible. I don't think America is brought up in the Bible or described in the Bible. So how does this play out? Because America is pretty much the biggest player in the world stage today. For America to collapse and go away, it's going to take some time. So that can't be, then the end of the world can't be around the corner. Now, can it? This is what confuses me. And I know the evil likes to cause confusion. I know that. So that's why I say you got to be careful with who you listen to and what you go by. But let's get to the news let's get to some of the news of today here and some of the things that are going on and talk about some of that and get some talking points. Like I said, I didn't really advertise the show too much, so I didn't put it out there for the main players that usually call in on Blog Talk. I can send it out during when I take a break here. See if I don't get any callers in, because I got a few private callers and I'm not going to take them because unless it's Sarge. So, because I'm not going to get into that nonsense here. I don't want to get aggravated with people. But Ocasio-Cortez, GOP, implementing a fascist takeover our state houses. And if you heard about what happened, I think it was in Tennessee, where they had they expelled some of the representatives there for the protests that they did there, and what they basically almost had a riot there. So they haven't used that protocol since the Civil War. So they're all up in arms because obviously there's two of them are black guys, and oh boy, now America's racist. So and then of course you got a woman too. And so liberal outrage after abortion pill blocked nationwide by order from a Texas judge. Hey, there we go. That's good news. Endless war between Russia and Ukraine. Drink the vaccine. China immunizes mice with RNA infused cow's milk. CDC warns health officials to stay alert to deadly Ebola-like virus in U.S. Legal atrocity. Army sergeant convicted of killing BLM protester during George Floyd riots in Austin. Let's see, which one do we want to get to here? Let's see here. Jesse Lee Peterson goes off on black Democrats destroying America after new mayor of Chicago elected. Let's see. Learn why top HHS official hid evidence exposing fluoride poisoning the water supply. Devastating economic consequences of vaccine injuries, disabilities, and deaths. Many people are dying from this vaccine. Many people are dropping by like flies. I mean, it's crazy out there. Texas Governor Greg Abbott working swiftly to pardon Sergeant Daniel Perry amid reports of exculpatory evidence. Let's see here. What do we got here? Let's go to the banned video, see what we get here. Pull up a story here on this. Anybody got something they want to add here? News. This came across too. They haven't talked about this in the corporate media yet, but you're gonna hear it here first. Social Security, 20% cut. Everybody's going to get a 20% cut. Within the next year, they're going to implement that 20% cut, and they're going to raise, not this year, but the next year, they're going to raise the age to 70, from 65 to 70. That's mandated. It's going to happen. So I just want to let you know that. You heard it here. Remember this. Saturday, before your Easter Sunday, I told you first that that's what's going to happen, and it's going to happen. So those are going to change. All right. 70, they're raising the age of 70. And those of you who are collecting Social Security now, you're going to receive a 20% cut in your checks. They're going to reduce it. They're going to be, so that's interesting, huh? And they're going to do it. And they'll do it too. They don't care. They don't care. How the banks work. Let's see here. Let's see if we get this going here. Can I get this going? All right. Can I get this going or no? No, I don't got no sound on that. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. Not going to get that video playing for you. All right. Sorry, guys. Don't have it. Okay, but that's okay. 20% cut would, many people who have Social Security, they say 60% of America's elderly That's 40% of their income. So if you take 20% away, that'll negate 60% of their household income. That's crazy, man. These numbers are insane, insane. Agenda 2030. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that they're keeping us in the not. I mean, it's crazy. You just can't make this stuff up, man. Let me check the phone boards here. I haven't checked the phone boards here. See if I got any callers here on this. Where are you here, phone boards? Where are you? Call the phone board. All right. Press one. Anybody? Good. You got out of the chat room. Good. Get lost. Sarge, you out there, Sarge? If you are, because I got some private callers with their hands up, and I don't know if it's you or not, man. I think the freaking they hung up, so it's not you. All right. I'm gonna take about a 2-minute break here. If you guys got something you want to add here, you guys want something you want to add on to the podcast or talk about, this is your chance. Worldwide platform. Don't use it for crap. Don't use it for nonsense. Use it to talk about things that are important, that that are gonna your voice will be forever archived in the show archives, that things that we could talk about and bring to the attention of the people out there. And remember, Tuesdays is my usual show night. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. That's usually when I do the podcast and go from there. Play this one here for you guys and take a quick commercial break. See if I can line up a couple of these callers here that I want move them up from Tuesday. See if they want to come on tonight. Because, like I said, I had a message there that I want to bring in. But anyway, let's do this.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point. Natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest, a process which had once favored the noblest traits of man, now began to favor different traits. Most science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more civilized and more intelligent. But as time went on, things seemed to be heading in the opposite direction, a dumbing down. Researchers have found children who live in high fluoride areas have significantly lower IQs. Enjoy your Researchers found members of Congress, on average, speak at a 10th grade level. Most Americans rate at an 8th or 9th grade level. Look, now I'll talk slow so you can understand me. It was just a few thousand years ago that our ancestors were using primitive grunts to communicate. I trust you. Where you? I stand here as a free slave. You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real. Mankind became stupider at a frightening rate. You white man! Moved to England. Speaks Americanish. I don't feel no way tired. I believe that our education, like such as South Africa and Iraq, everywhere like that, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa. Mercury containing vaccines may help not one kid, two new studies in the journal Pediatrics. We now go live to Violence Channel correspondent Micah Davis at the Extreme Court with highlights on today's trial. Good to see you in this exercise in transparency and democracy. The number one movie in the country was called Obama just run for a third term because how many sides does the triangle have? Bin Laden, most infamous for? Osama? Yeah. Or Obama? Osama. I have no idea who Osama is. Which state does KFC come from? What's the chicken? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, do you know what KFC stands for? A little further south from that facility, there's a completely separate building where they, get this, change.
All right, everybody, I'm back here. Understanding the time is restoring our republic. Speaking of which, I got a couple comments here about the republic and when they were on here, and I'm not in a war with the republic or with these guys, or I don't have any problems with them or what they believe. Like I said, we had a difference of opinion or facts. Facts is the way way things were going on. I just didn't see any progress going on with them. They kept it was the same message over and over, and many callers were starting to get to that. And then when they said they wouldn't openly support me, but they then said they would, and then said they wouldn't, but yet they support Donald Trump because there was a lot of double talk going on, and so therefore it was probably best to break away at that time. Now it was their decision, really. I'm not gonna lie; they're the ones that decided they wanted to break away and not be on my podcast any longer, which like I said, which was fine by me. And I think they just like doing 27 minutes of what they do, or 30 minutes, and it's and it just, you could tell it wasn't beginning to work. The relationship was becoming strained. So it's best that we went our separate ways, and decided not to continue on down the same path. I'm trying to get a hold of Adam here because Adam actually has a problem. He contacted me last night, and he has a family member out in Oklahoma that a problem happened with one of his cousin's children, I guess. And so I'm gonna send him a message right now and give him about 5 minutes to see if he wants to come on the podcast. So and if he wants to come on, this should bring up a good conversation. Hey, I am on now on the podcast. There we go. All right, see if he's available. If not, he could be. I don't know, put on last minute, but he did contact me last night. And then I got a comment about the what is it? My Facebook account has been restricted to also. I put up a guy holding balloons. They said that's why a guy holding I did a China balloon thing, and they said my account's restricted for that. So go figure. Go figure. I mean, it's just insanity. It's insanity. That's why they don't like TikTok, because they got no control or regulation over it. I'm gonna go over here. I got something here about Donald Trump too, real quick here. I want to read, and then I'll check the phone boards and see if anybody's available. This right here is the let's see here, the executive order 1823, getting the which they talks about here. First and Second War Powers Act, accompanied U.S. Code Chapter 33, Section 1541, Executive Order 13848, 139, 12, 139, and 10 U.S. Code 12406, 12304, 12009, Law of War Manual, the Federal Continuity Directives 1 and 2, Abraham Accords, USMA, form a blueprint of why the countries are here. And at this current spot here on this map that they're showing here between Mexico, Arizona, and California, it has to do with the open borders. And then they go on to a story here about Gitmo, and I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to get right here. I'm hoping somebody is on the phone line here, that because I got this message about this that can explain what they're trying to talk about here. The War Manual. See, I don't know. He sent me. My team and I set out 2 Billboard and country music records as an independent artist and songwriter. That's very detrimental to the labels and industry. There's one formula, and we hold that formula that every artist and songwriter moves to Nashville for. My team has left it up to me. And if you truly are a fan of music, for music and music artistry, you should want to know that why you think you love the mainstream artist you think you love. That's why I've posted. That's why I've posted before. If you're an artist or songwriter, message me on the email provided, which is up above. However, people still fail to read. We will use the formula that got me to the Billboard, which means the music still has to cut through everyone else that thinks they know hit material. There's a reason why those who have hits and those who don't. I produce and write the artist records with my teams of union musicians and hit songwriters, and it won't be some ungodly costs or all singers have been quoted. All I know, all these kinds of producers. Instead of tearing down the infrastructure in industry, we will use the infrastructure in place and hit them where it hurts by using the formula that they thought I would ever hold. The average 80-year-old would have to play 679,750 hands to hold a royal flush, and then hope they get it to play it. I hold the royal flush of country music, verified by other Billboard teams and label executives. If you're an artist or know anyone who wants to be a part of this, go to my 1776nation at gmail.com. I guess contact them there. Whatever that means, I have no idea. He's talking codes there. I guess something about reaching people through country music or something. I don't know. So I read it. There you go, buddy. If you want to comment on it, you're more than welcome to. If you want to call in. I think that might be Adam right there. Adam. I think that's 614. I think that's him. If it is, press 1. I'm not sure if it's you, Adam, or not. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. I want to connect you on. Hopefully you can invite your people on here too. And just maybe we could touch upon this right now, this story here, what happened, and what's going on in your battle real quick, and draw them some support. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, I wasn't able to get them as quickly. We'll probably be doing that part on Tuesday.
That's fine.
That's what I've got them set up for. But yeah, it's another DHS case, which I seem to be generally running into a lot of, because DHS is really just a real child abduction agency for coyotes to take children away and run them to other countries or whatever the heck it is they do with them when they're child trafficking.
Well, this was a newborn baby, though, right? This was a newborn, right?
Yes. This was newborn twins. The gist of it is that the mother had a complaint from her ex-husband that is being investigated. He accused mother of abusing their child in their former marriage, where he actually left her in an affair, went to go live with some other woman, divorced her, and now he and her live on tribal support in Oklahoma. They like to sit around and play video games, don't want to work for a living or whatever. He decides to make up some child support charge to get full custody of the kids, so he can, once he gets full custody, he can get paid to have the kids. That was what he originated complaint of DHS is in the abduction of these children who were literally just born. They said, oh, well, you have a pending case against your ex-husband. So obviously you're a danger to these children too. We're going to come and take them.
Unreal. Unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, that
And, you know,